Yo! Are we live? Hello? Hello. Oh, okay. It looks like we're live. And we are in. Okay. Welcome. Today we're looking at finding a way to make my stream entertaining while still being coding related. So this is my first stream. I'm planning on making like programming content, and I suspect that it will be boring. It will often be boring. And the way to fix that is to take a page from TikTok's book, and there are these things called like, okay, this is going to make me seem really old when I'm looking up TikTok trends on Know Your Meme, but I think they're called overstimulation videos. Know Your Meme. Yeah, here we go. And the concept is they just throw extra videos next to the normal videos. They have like videos of these guys like, oh, go away. Oh my gosh. Okay, not playing. Love software. Love it all. Oh, come on. Yeah, here we go. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, so while they're talking, they'll just like throw on another game in the bottom. And a common one for this is like Subway Surfers, which is like this stupid game where you just run forward forever. Let's see if we can. Here, yeah, this thing. Oh my gosh.
Wix is your platform.
Shut up. Yeah, this game here. Where you just run forward, you collect coins, you jump over trains, etc. And so I thought would be kind of fun is if I re-implemented this game, but in a way where I could play it in my terminal. And maybe have it like auto-generate an AI playing it forever, because I'm going to be up doing other things like actually writing programs. And so I look at this and I say like, well, this is like a 3D game and it requires some form of like animation system, models, and like a gameplay loop. And so I look at my options for how to implement this, and they look something like, is this big enough? Probably not. Okay. They look something like, implement my own renderer, OpenGL renderer. And this would let me control end-to-end what I'm making, which I'm certain would work, because here I could handle my input loop in the terminal, and I could output to the terminal, and I could just like open it in OpenGL context and ASCII render what I want. Oh, yeah, let's add some more context here. I completely forgot an important part of this. So if I screenshot this game, just to really solidify what I'm trying to do here. Sorry, screenshot. I've hit the save button probably. There's this program, image to text, I think. Yeah. Let me just grab it real quick. Beep, boop, 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 bump, bump. Okay. If I go to my pictures and look at my screenshots, I can run image to text on this guy. That's useless. But if we make it a lot bit smaller and we say, what's the arguments here again? Width. So if I say like, give me 500 pixels, that actually starts to look like the game. And so I believe I can make something similar to this with an OpenGL shader, or a shader in like a game engine. So that's the goal, and there are a few ways of going about that. Let's see. One is to like implement my own game engine, essentially. And this has maximum chance of success, I think. And the reason for that is when I look at like game engines, they seem like pretty tailored to playing a video game reasonably, right? And so if I want to like run this in a headless mode, outputting to a terminal instead of to the game window, I think that there's going to be a lot of hoops to jump through. And so that's why I say, like, just doing this myself, I can like make a game engine that does only what I want. Downsides are animation system seems non-trivial, right? Like if I open up Blender, boom, 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 and I try to like just make like a really crappy mesh. One sec. Let's make like a character who's got like, give him like a little body really quick, and give him like a couple arms. Hold on. We gotta scale this down on the z-axis, move it up, extrude it out, and do the same on the other side. This is not important, but I just want to demonstrate. And bring it out this way. And I think, how do I make a rig? How do I make a rig for this? I think I do like add, there's like an armature, here we go. And I give him like, how do I go through? Transparent mode, here we go. And I think I can just, here we go. So this will be like his torso. And this will be his head. And, oh, this actually has to come down. Oh my gosh. Here, this needs to come down here. This needs to come down here. We're making it's very loose what we're doing here. We're just trying to make a skeleton at all to demonstrate the problems with an animation system at all. Okay. Let's give him 2 arms. Let's give him an elbow. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Get in there. Get in there. You get in there. You get in there. Okay. Now I think if I want to actually attach this to this guy, I say parent with automatic weights somewhere. Here we go. Oh, and I think probably I need to like subdivide this a little bit so that it looks more reasonable. Okay. Parent with automatic weights. Hopefully this is enough to actually demonstrate what I'm trying to demonstrate. How do I see this? If I go to like, if I look at the cube and I go to, oh, I forgot to apply. No, undo. We need to apply this subdivide. Now we can parent with weights. Okay, hopefully now if I go to pose mode and I like move this around, yeah, you can see that like this is affecting the mesh in a way that like it's not just like taking the mesh and dropping it in. I think I could do that pretty easily, but if I want to like create an animation system like this where I can have a guy like run around with his arms wiggling, he has no legs, so I can't really make a good running animation, but you get what I'm saying. I suspect that this is non-trivial. It's probably something like I multiply the movement, the rotation of this bone like relative to the strength of, hold on, where is it in here? Relative to the strength of like the weight that the bone, that the vertex has for the bone. I think if I go to like vertex paint mode, I can see this somewhere. And I look at like, or not vertex paint, vertex weight paint. Here we go. Yeah. So you can see that like for each bone, they have like a heat map of how its surroundings are affected by the position of the bone. And I'm sure that's like implementable, but it just seems like a pain. And so if I like create like a nice running animation for the guy in Subway Surfers, if I were to try to like just implement my own game engine, I would spend a lot of time on this. I know it. And then there's also things like materials and stuff. And lighting. What I would end up doing here is I would probably just not implement any like real lighting and just have shade everything completely flat, which is like fine for this project because you can get away with that if you're just dropping, if you're not seeing the actual pixels, but I'd rather just dodge all this. So another option is use a game engine. And that's what I want to explore today. I want to try using Godot and seeing how far I can get along this. And I think like there are a couple fallbacks here. One is if the game doesn't let me write to standard in and standard out, or read from standard in and write to standard out, I can always use like shared memory of final render. And so I can like just take the image, drop it into shared memory, essentially a file, right? And I can read that back from another process that's rendering to the terminal, and bing, bang, boom, we're done. And I can also do like use like a pipe for standard input, which is my input controller, because I assume that the game engine will have Godot has like input handling, and I'm assuming that it will use like it will be tied to the window that it's rendering in. That's my assumption. I could be wrong here. I know that you like benefits here are animation, lighting, game state, all come for free. And another option here is do it in Blender. So Blender provides this like scripting API, but I suspect that this would be slow because Blender is geared towards making movies. And I just expect that that would not be the easiest way to do this. So that's where we're at. That is where we're at. I'm going to explore this today. I want to see how far we can get in Godot. Yeah, I just want to see. So I think that the to-do here is start a Godot project, because I haven't really done that at all recently. I've did it once for a really simple like controller visualization. I wanted to like render a controller and show its inputs, and so I did it in like 3D and then just took a 2D projection of that. That was kind of fun, but that's my only real experience with this. We're gonna name this stream to do. So the first thing is start Godot project. The next thing we want to do is set up test scene. So we want to set up a scene and just make sure that we can like render like a single frame. Maybe we'll do a little bit of animation. Not sure yet. Then we want to convert that scene to ASCII form and find a way to render that ASCII form. Yeah. So that's the plan for today. Let's just get in. Let's get going. So let's make a new project. We'll call it Subway Surfers Clone. No, I actually don't want to call it that. Something I haven't talked about yet is I was looking at these Windows 95 screensavers. I was thinking about this recently, and they just had like some sick screensavers in here. Oh my gosh, ads. Skip. Okay. So this maze, I spent like hours and hours and hours and hours of my childhood staring at this maze. And I think this is a good candidate. I think this would be easy to implement. And I think that this would probably look pretty good in ASCII form. Like if we just take this screenshot, save, and we do the same image to text. This is this guy probably. That looks pretty good, but I can probably get. Oh wait, I can probably get away with something even smaller, like 120. Like that looks pretty good, right? That looks like the brick maze. And this has the benefit of being like a little like computer related, which is kind of fun for stream. So I don't want to call this, all that to say, I do not want to call this Subway Surfers. I want to call this like, we'll call it Stream Stimulator. We'll create a new Git repo in there and start getting set up with a dev environment. So I run NixOS, which is kind of like a meme in my mind, but it's kind of nice in that like everything is isolated. You make all of your, like, each shell has like its own environment. It's like if you took like Python virtual envs and took them like to the OS level, which is like kind of fun. But it means that for each project, I make a new development environment, which I think it looks like something. Be like import. I can never remember how to set this up. Nix packages, I think. I have to look this up. Make shell NixOS, I think is what it's called. And oh gosh. Yeah, here we go. With import Nix packages. There's like another thing I need to look over here, sorry. Yeah, with import Nix packages like this. And then I make my shell. And I think it's build inputs is what I usually use here. And I want to add godot 4. Now if I enter my development environment, there we go. Can open Godot. No, I do not want to explore the asset library. I'll figure it out. Sweet. We want to create this project in Stream Stimulator. We'll call it Stream Stimulator. It's used with Git. I don't know if this is gonna like cause problems. We'll see. You're about to create a Godot project in a non-empty folder. Yes, I'm sure I want to continue. Okay, sweet, looking good. Looking good. So I guess, okay, middle click to move around, nice. I guess I want a 3D scene. And I probably want like some form of like cube, sphere, visual instance, geometry instance. No 3D, visual instance, geometry instance. Here we go. CG shape. Oh, what did I do? I don't want that. Delete, please. Let's try back. So it was under geometry instance. CG shape sounds kind of right. Primitive sounds right. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. CG box 3D. Solid. And if I press play, what happens? The scene has never been defined. Select current. Okay. Gray. Very cool. I guess I don't have a camera yet. Camera. That looks right. And let's put him like here. Let's put him at an angle, just, you know, for some prettiness. Let's put him like this, like this, like this. And I think he's rotated down a little bit. There we go. Preview. Okay. Okay. Play. That's ugly, but we've got something. I think that I have to like add some sort of like lighting or something. Light. What's that look like? That looks more reasonable. Can I add like a background that's like not just like gray, or can I choose? I think I like add like the world or something, right? World environment. Okay, that at least now looks the same. To have any visible effect, the world environment requires environment property to contain environment. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let's just make environments. Play a couple times, and then we probably have to like adjust these. So if I just like make this like green. Okay, there we go. We've got something. So let's put like the sky in here. Why? That looks nothing like the sky. I have to make a sky probably. It's just black though. Shouldn't it not just be black? Why is it like this? I'm missing something. I am missing something. Let's actually read some docs instead of just like randomly poking. Godot, sky, environment, texture. You know what? I don't really want to deal with this right now. This doesn't matter at all, actually, because I have a scene to render. I've got a cube. So what do I want to do here? I guess I want some way to post-process this and export that to a file. And if I read that file back in the terminal, it will show what I want. That's probably where I want to get to first. So I believe that there's some way to post-process. And here, perfect. This is exactly what I want. So they're taking the screen and they're post-processing it into this like hexagon thing. Sure, so post-processing effects or shaders applied to the frame after Godot has rendered it. Perfect. To apply a shader to a frame, create a canvas layer and give it a color rect. Okay. So canvas layer. And color effect. No, it's something effect. Effect. Nope. Oh. Color rect is what it's called. Okay. Cool, so we've got our color rect, and he says set the layout to full rect and give it a shader material. So layout, was it? Layout to full rect. Layout? Full rect. Perfect. And what else does it say? Assign a new shader material. Is that under color? Shader. No? Material? Here we go. And we make a new shader. Like this. And how do I open this? Like this. And they say, hey, put this stuff in there. Okay. Now if I hit play, hey, that looks kind of right. We've got our cube before and after. That's sweet. Okay. Now, the next step is to figure out if I can write this to a file. We've done this, we've done this. We'll worry about the ASCII-ness of it later. We know that if we can run a custom shader on the output, that's just basically for each pixel converting into something else. We can use that to convert into ASCII text. It's pretty easy. You would just do like character map equals, like, you'd start with like a dot and then you'd upgrade to like a this, and you'd upgrade, maybe in between you'd have like a something smaller like this, right? And then you would take the brightness of a pixel and map it to one of these. We'll worry about that later. I'm pretty sure that's like the easiest part of the project. Instead, let's see if we can find a way to get this image written out to disk. Because if we can write it to disk, I guarantee we can write to shared memory. And then we know that the path of running with shared memory will work. So process the scene. We've done that. And then we also, that's a backup solution though. I would also like to explore headless rendering. So if I can run this without a window, that's a big win. I was looking at the Godot source code, and they do have a way to run it in headless mode for running like a server for a multiplayer game. That way you can like use the same game state in your server as on the client without having to do the render loop. But I believe they bypass the render loop when they do that, which means that if I want to like use Godot in a background mode to render this image, then write it out to disk, then do something with it, I don't know if it will let me do that. So I want to explore that as well. So we post-process the scene. Then what? Write image to disk. So that's what we're working on now. We want to write out the post-processed image to disk. So let's see. Godot write to file. Oh, this looks promising. File access. Okay. And so probably here I can just say when I click a button, save the file. So I think I can just say, let's create a new script for the scene, and can I just on here do this? Take the file and can I just say like test? And what is user : // Here we go. File system. I guess I can just write. I almost certainly can just write it here, right? I don't know what user : / is. I guess we can look it up. Godot user path. Let's read the official docs instead of some random forum post. User. Gotcha. So this goes to like local share only. This is just the same as like XDG, local dir, etc. Okay, so I don't actually want that. I would just want to write to like a hard-coded path for now. So we'll just call this test.text. Used space character for indentation. Oh my gosh, you're such a whiner. Okay, so now I think that when I restart this, I should, if I understand this correctly, see in this dir. Oh, nice. I do see the content written to the file. Okay, that's really good. And I think that there's a way to get the image too. Get image Godot. Yeah, okay. I'm stressing this. Godot get texture rendered scene. Let's try Googling it instead of DuckDuckGoing it, because DuckDuckGo isn't going to do what I want. Using viewport as a texture. That's not what I wanted. Viewport texture. Oh, okay. This is looking promising. Oh, here we go. This looks like exactly what I want. Oh, baby. Okay, so this is saying that I can, this is claiming that I can wait the first the first frame draw, and then save the image from the viewport to the screenshot. Now, I'm not sure if viewport is defined right now. I guess we'll find out. Null instance. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So where does viewport come from in this example? How do I inherit by viewport window? Okay. So I have to add a viewport to the node tree. And probably... Oh, maybe, I wonder if I can do this directly from the canvas layer. I feel like I can. Let's find out. Because the viewport, I imagine, is just going to be the same thing, right? We're going to have like a texture that we can render. So let's just see what happens if I chuck this guy in here. Probably I can just call this now. Get texture not found in base self. Okay, no luck there. Unless the canvas layer like has extra stuff on it. What about the color rect? This has a texture on it. Layer. Yeah, okay. Let's delete this. We don't want it. But what about doing it on the color rect itself? Probably not. Maybe. Let's try it. Let's try it. And we'll call this like... whatever. Doesn't matter. We'll come back to it. So does this have like a get texture? Okay. That looks promising. And where was that like get texture save to ping? Save. Here we go. Get image save ping. Oh no, this also doesn't like that. Okay. We will unattach this script as well then. Delete, remove, and we will do what they said, which was add a viewport node. Using viewports. We call it a render target. I see. So we can render to a specific viewport. But maybe, I wonder if we actually have to do that. When rendering to a viewport, whatever is inside will not be visible in the scene editor, blah, blah, blah. This can be requested by code using sprite.texture, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I want the viewport itself or if I can just get like the fully rendered scene. Godot get rendered scene image. There's gotta be a way. So they're just calling this. Where does this come from? Get tree idle frame. So where do those like $ variables come from in Godot again? Godot $ variables. We get a specific node. I see. I see. So in all of these, they're like creating a viewport and referring to it with the viewport identifier, I guess. Which means that I probably need to make one. Godot. If we Google Godot get rendered image. I think I've already. Here we go. How do I save the results of pixelated render? Not useful. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Is there a way to get an image data of a canvas item? All right. This does seem like what I was looking for. Again. And there was, where was the docs that said I could wait for a render? Godot, wait for render. Render controller, I think it was. Maybe autocomplete will get me. Rendering server, wait, frame. Is it like await? I think it was something like this. Get image. Save. Ping. Screenshot. Ping. Alright. Oh, it doesn't like this? Right, obviously not. How do I unattach this script? This is Node 3D. I don't care about this at all, and let's just wait. Where was I just making that canvas layer? Or where was I making that other script? I'm confused. I am confused. Yeah, can we just delete this? Obviously I don't want this. How do I get rid of it? Reset. No. Who's calling this? Just close. Yeah, I actually don't understand. Let's just stop and play again and see what happens. Seriously, where is this coming from? I don't want this. Can I just pass? Okay, that's promising. Did that render a screenshot? No, because that code I wrote isn't running anywhere. Reset. This should be run. Oh, can I just put this like on like my base script? Load. Let's see what happens now. Reload. Okay. Do I have a screenshot now? Okay. That's promising. Hey! There we go. Bing, bang, boom. We now have post-processed a scene and written it to disk. Which means that this project is like definitely possible. That's sweet. I'm happy with that. We are now at the point where we know that if we were to make a game, we have a path to rendering it in the terminal. Very, very cool. now we know that this works. We know that when we launch this game, it renders a screenshot to disk in the current folder. Which means that if we export this project, we should see the same thing. So how do I do that? How do I do that? I can't remember. Godot export project. Oh, project export. Oh, here we go. And this is for Linux. Are there like presets that I was supposed to add? Okay. Export template found at the expected path. Manage export templates. Here we go. Interesting. Interesting. I don't really know what this is doing. Let's read. Let's read. Godot export templates. It just says they must be installed, but it must explain, like, what are they? I'm assuming they're, like, environments, like the way that Steam under the hood just holds a version of Ubuntu that it links all of its libraries or links all of its games to. I expect that this is similar. But I'm not sure. I don't care about how to install them. That's obvious. I just want to know, what are they? What? Godot, what is an export template? Versions of Godot compiled for each platform, but don't include the editor. Oh, I see. So we're like installing Godot again, and it just run the game by saying like Godot game, and it launches without the editor, but still using like the Godot installation. So it's like a way to like package the game with Godot in like an app image or something, I assume. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. Okay. Which means that I should be able to do this. Export, path, game. Ah, yeah, see, here we go. Very cool. I think there's nothing I really want to... None of this looks too interesting, so let's just call export. And let's kill this. Okay, so now I have game x86-64. Oh, I forgot about this. Like, okay, so Godot exports expecting to have like a Linux loader in a reasonable spot. I think if we look at, if we just like look at this, oh. Let's grab the file command real quick. Just wait. All right. So this expects to be able to load this game by calling lib ld60 linux x86-64, which is, I believe, what does it do? I can't remember exactly, but this is like what like sets up your dynamic executables and stuff. When you call like your linker, your shared objects get injected. How do I say this? There's like a list of shared objects in your executable, and this is what's responsible for getting them into your process space, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so like most executables start by calling this, and on my system, it just like doesn't exist because I'm running Nix, and Nix doesn't have anything like. I don't even have like a libdir or my userdir only has like one file in it. And everything else is like in custom paths. And I believe that that's just like a way for them to make sure that their like sandboxing of application environments is actually working correctly. Anyways, so to get around that, there's this like tricky little program called, I think, it's called Steam Run, I think. which was used to how does this? It's installed in my system to run Steam, but it essentially makes like this this normal looking file system, mounts everything in there, and then runs it in that context. So I think if I do Steam run game x86-64, oh, interesting. That usually works. Yeah, there we go. That is now running. So we'll remove the screenshot, check that if we run this normally, we do in fact get the screenshot back. And I believe I can just type headless here. Nice. And the screenshot is not there afterwards, which is interesting. But can we... I believe somewhere where we were writing test.txt in one of these scripts here. So let's call this test 5. Add a new line. Save this and export the project again. Now I believe if I remove test.txt and I run this with headless, it does come back. I thought, hold on. It does come back, but it's empty. Why is it empty? That's very odd. Very, very odd. Maybe because this never happens. Can I just add command line arguments all the time so that I can just run this from here? Godot add arguments. Default arguments. Command line arguments? Maybe. Maybe. Let's take a little look. Take a little look. Somewhere, setting the project path, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I can't. Unlucky. Can I close the file or save it? File.close. Maybe if I do this, then it will actually like sync the file to disk before I exit. Save, project settings, export. Okay, let's try that again. So I call Steam run game headless. Yeah, okay. So it was just a problem with buffering, I guess. Let's just double check, remove the file, run it again. Okay, so what does this tell us? This tells us that if we are running our game in headless mode, this render controller, is that what it's called? Cancel. Rendering server will never run, I think. Can I just like print here? Yeah, I can just write print hi mic, and we'll do it again here. Print by mic. So now if I run this, I should see hi mic by mic, easy. Oh my gosh, I don't care. How do I close this so it doesn't keep popping that up? And I believe if I export the project, I should get that on the terminal. Let's find out. Yeah, okay. So that confirms what I thought. So in headless mode, we do not render anything. Can I force rendering in headless mode? Godot rendering in headless mode. Implement support for off-screen rendering. This looks a lot like what I'm asking for. Open, not promising. When movie maker mode, blah blah blah. Window must be spawned, such as render farms. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah, and not required GPU. Okay. So this is similar to what I want. Is there anyone saying that there's a workaround? Is there anything else like about like off-screen rendering? Oh, this is what they're asking for. Okay, so this is what I was similar to what I was looking for. Can I just like hide the window? Godot for hide window. Maybe not. Is there any other options here that would help? Maybe I can still force a display driver when running headless. Can I like hide? I wonder if I can like get a I was gonna say I wonder if I can like force the display driver but still hide the window. Godot hide window. I don't want to display this. I want to. I'm gonna lose my mind. Where are like my windowing options here? Maybe I can just make it. Make it small or something. GUI. No. Display window. Mode. Hidden. Hidden. I want hidden here. I guess I could make like a 1x1 pixel borderless window or something, but that seems lame. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, I'll have to think about this. I'll have to think about it. But I think for now I'm happy with being able to write out the rendered scene to a file. Or I don't even have to write it out because it looks like when I run, oopsies, where was I? When I run this, there's actually nothing being written to the screen. So I can probably just do the standard out thing directly here from Godot. Yeah, that'll work. I'm pretty happy with this for now. I gotta take a break, so I'll catch you guys on a future stream. Thanks for watching.